Hey everybody, how is it going today? So today is now November 16th and I want to do a quick update. And before I started filming this, I said to myself, I really am going to make it quick. So I'm going to try my best to actually keep this prompt and not take you guys too long. I'm like an old man now. It's already 6:45 here and I woke up today at 4 in the morning because EOS had hit my target of $1.80, right? So I was pretty happy to take a massive profit there. And then IOTA is doing pretty much the exact same thing. So I got up really early today. It's almost time for bed for me. I'm an old man, guys. When you get to my age, in your 120-year-olds, you kind of get pretty old and sleepy all the time. So here's my last play that I suggested in my last video, entering between under 68 cents basically and hitting a target of 91. So remember that, 68 cents and 91, all right? And I do believe we are still on the third wave right there going up. And then we still have the fifth wave to hit $1.08. So let's take a look at what happened, right? Did it actually happen? Let's take a look at this right here. So yesterday we left off right around here. Now, actually, sorry, not there, here. So if you guys notice in the top left there, I suggested an entry of 68 cents and we actually hit about 70 cents. So it was 2 cents off, guys. 2 cents off. And I suggested a target of 91 cents, guys, and we hit 89.67 cents. Is that kind of scary, my accuracy, guys? I'd say that's pretty darn scary, right? It's not even this one only, guys. I mean, my accuracy is getting really out of hand. Somebody needs to get this under control, okay? So take a look at EOS, just to give you guys a quick idea of my accuracy for EOS. My entry suggestion was $1.53 in this green zone. Target $1.80 before everything began. And what do you know? Right here, check this out. So entry $1.53. Basically right around this zone right here, I suggested for everybody to enter basically $1.45 to $1.43, right around here, right around here. And what did we hit, guys? Right there. We hit, don't ignore that number. We hit $1.87 today, and I knew that there would be a stall at $1.80, which is right around here. And guess what? As soon as we hit this mark of mine, now EOS is down ticking, guys. That goes to show it's not even this one only. It's every single coin of mine, guys, that I'm invested in right now. I mean, Litecoin, I suggested people to buy around 55 to 62, and do you guys want to see what Litecoin is at? I'll show you guys what Litecoin's at right now on any exchange. Let's go to bitfinex right here. Now just go to Poloniex. Look at that. Litecoin spiked at $75. Yep, so today we're going to do an analysis on Bitfinex. I usually win over time. That's my main goal, right? I don't win every single trade. No, I really don't win every trade. But what I do is I manage my risk, which I'm going to show you guys how to do over time. And I'm actually going to show you something that I screwed up on. Everybody screws up, guys. But I will also show you how I plan to fix it, okay? So let's go do our quick Elliott Wave to catch up everybody for the count of where we are at right now. Let me just close some of my windows here. I got a lot of things open now with my new 3 monitors. Okay, so I suggested that this one right here is our first wave. Okay, this one is our first wave right there. And this is called a leading diagonal first wave, right? And I will count my first wave from actually right there, because that's where it starts to bounce off of the EMA. And surely enough, we get some pretty symmetric lines, right? Look at the symmetry between these guys, okay? I just want you to note the symmetry between that line, between this line right there, and that line right there. And also this one right there. It's not a coincidence, guys, that this one, this one, this one, and also this one is pretty much identical, right? And I'm guessing that we'll find a lot of symmetry as well in this, not this one, but probably this one, yeah. I will probably assume that this one will move to something like that as well. Okay, what I want to remind everybody is that the EMA, okay, this is the big yellow line is called the moving average, okay? The moving average takes the average of all of it. And notice that when it snaps too far down, it usually snaps back up. When it snaps too far up, it snaps too far down, hovers around it, right? When it moves too far down, it snaps back up. When it moves too far up, it snaps back down. When it moves too far up, it snaps back down to the line. When it moves too far up, it snaps back down to the line eventually. Guess what, guys, is going to happen? It's going to snap back down. Absolutely, okay? So now we're going to do an Elliott Wave count, and I'm going to show you guys exactly where we are right now. All right, I want you guys to note this similarity right now. We are on the 1 hour chart. So I'm going to do some pretty different type of analysis so you guys can also get a broad understanding of different types of analysis that traders can do. So take the highest peak using a 5-wave Elliott count to the highest peak, then to the next lowest, and to the next highest that we see, to the next lowest area, and then to the next highest. It also coincides with this leading diagonal wave right there, right? If I do it to here, for example, it does the exact same thing on the MACD. So it's using the blue line, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? Notice that it's losing strength each time, right? It's losing strength. And then boom, the correction happened. And I called this play as well, if you guys remember, on my Twitter there. It's pretty cool. And notice here as well, the MACD is also bearishly diverging. So those are some similarities that we knew that we can count to get an idea of exactly when it was going to start downticking. Now let's show you some more similarities. Now moving over to the 30-minute chart, this is how we're going to count this, okay? So bear with me. From right here, we're going to use the blue line this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? You guys count 5. It's hard to see it when we're looking at it from a big picture like this, but when we zoom in, it's a lot easier to see it, right? 1, and then where the red line moved to the bottom, and then where the red's top, and 3, 4, 5. So we're now on our 5-wave count here as well, and we can use these as a rough idea. Peak, correction, peaked again, correction, peak. And now let's try to correlate it on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There you go. So now if you look on my old picture, where I'm just going to maximize this, okay? So notice that right here is about 90 cents, we'll say. In my long-term forecast for my chart that I analyzed yesterday that I released, right? If you guys notice, this is all wave 3, where I said, actually no, yes, that's right, wave 3. So we finished wave 1, 1, 2, oh wow, that actually is 5 waves right there. Oh, I'm mistaken, my bad. So that's where it actually ended here. So let's take a look at, my bad, sorry. So what we know is that this is basically wave 1, this is wave 2, and this is right here, wave 3. This one retraced only 382, but first we'll check out the Fibonacci extensions to see what kind of level it retraced to. Maybe I should take a lower point right there. Yeah, right here sounds about good. Perfect. Notice that it made a measured move to right around there, which is actually not bad at all, but I would prefer to take it from right over here on the first touch. Not too bad at all. So yesterday, how did I know, guys? We were going to hit around 90 cents. Let me show you. We had only this, and I extrapolated all of the data, right? But first, let's label this properly. This right here is wave 1. This right here is 2. This right here is 3. And this one's going to be a pretty deep retracement, and I'll tell you why. How did I know we were going to hit there? I just assumed a 1-to-1 measured move. First of all, I drew my 1-to-1 measured move right there. And what you guys will notice is that this one did an exact move. Let's make it bigger. And if I moved it up from where point 4 began, that's how I guessed it would be roughly 91 cents. I was slightly off. That's okay, no problem at all. It's still pretty darn close, right? So what we can also use is the Fibonacci extension tool, which does the same thing. So take it from the point A, take it from the highest point right there, take it to right here, to where point 4 is about, but we can drag it anywhere on the screen. And that's how I got my 91 target. That's kind of scary, guys, right? So this is what I'm trying to show everybody, that I love to use my Fibonacci tool, my favorite tool at all. Out of every single one, it's one of my favorite tools to use. So we came shy of that target. That is okay. Now I'm going to show you guys some very specific rules that I use for trading. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So are you guys digging Elliott Wave or what, huh? Seeing a lot of similarities, I bet, right? It's probably going to take you guys to the next level of trading, I bet, once you start learning a lot about it. I hope so. So let's say that this one right here retraced 382 level. What we can automatically assume is that the next one will retrace a lot more, because all the strength was wasted on the very first wave coming up. So what we will assume is that the next retracement for the next corrective wave will be pretty strong. It could be anywhere up to, it won't come down to where wave 1 started. So this is the maximum it would retrace, like the 61-71 range, or sorry, the 63-64 range, right? It will never ever retrace lower than here unless it was a different type of pattern, like an expanding diagonal. But here we're basically just getting a perfect impulse one. So this wave 4 will never retrace into the territory of wave 1, okay? So the maximum that it can retrace, just based on all the laws of Elliott waves, which absolutely hold true to pretty much every single thing that I've ever seen, that is the maximum it could retrace to. Because this wave 2 retraced only 382, we will assume that it will retrace anywhere from 0.5 up to the maximum target line right here that it could get to. All right, so we're using this logic to analyze this. Now this one here, we're going to see how much it retraced. I'm going to guess 382. And what do you know, guys? It retraced 382 right there. So because we officially counted 5 waves on every single thing, we counted 1, 2, 3 as well, 4, 5 here. We also counted on the histogram 5 as well. So you take the first highest peak of the red, and then down here, and then up there, right? Down and up. And the cool thing about the histogram, or not the histogram, the MACD, is we can even count it in the subwaves. This is the first subwave, second, this is the third, fourth, and the fifth. It's because there's 5 impulse waves within each, 5 subwaves within each impulse wave. Here as well, you get a very small one, small first, here's the second, here's the third, and here's the fourth and the fifth. This one here, you don't see on this time frame because it exhausted a lot of strength. You see on a lot of smaller time frames though. But we can officially say that this is now the official 5 wave count. That's 3 up there. This is 1. So whenever we trade, what we like to do is we make sure that we stay rational. So think of it like, I don't know, any job, like a mechanic, right? If you're, I don't know anything about cars, but if you're a mechanic, you will go through a series of elimination processes to figure out what's wrong, right? Or anything else. Even if you're like a doctor, for example, you'll use like a rule book, a set of rules and a set of guidelines to follow to diagnose, right? So what I do as well is I follow a general set of rules that I always use. So right now, based on this logic right here, that 382 retracement on the first wave, which is exactly what we see here, right? We saw 382 retracement, which let me draw it back in here. 382 retracement. So now it's absolutely safe to assume that the next wave could retrace up to here at most. It won't be likely. It won't be likely at all. But of course, we want to have worst case scenarios and best case scenarios just so we can plan ahead. I'm just going to delete some of this stuff here. I think we're okay with that, right? All right. So I hope you guys have been incredibly profitable so far, because Yeah, it's really easy to predict these kind of waves, right? I mean, it's not people have been saying to me that it's just pure streak of luck, right, that I'm having. But I really do disagree with the people that think that I'm lucky because I've been calling these things for months now, guys, for the people that have been following me on YouTube and Twitter. And there's been so many like rare occasions where I've been really small wrong, but I've been like big right every time. For example, Bitcoin Cash. I released a video on November 12th, which was 4 days ago, guys, and I said that Bitcoin Cash was going to correct to the $800 to $950 range. And guess what happened today? We hit $950 on Bitcoin Cash, okay? And everyone was panicking. They were saying that, oh, okay, we're talking about the Reddit community and YouTube community, not you guys on Twitter. You guys are amazing. But a lot of comments on YouTube. I'm just kidding. YouTube, you guys are okay too. But Reddit, they are bad. Reddit is full of haters. My goodness. And the only reason I posted on there is because I want to share my content, right? But they're like, yeah, right, $900. It's like, okay, you guys just wait. I got this thing called patience, lots and lots of patience, and I will prove you guys wrong, okay? So it's definitely not voodoo, guys. It is using art. That is what I call my charting. I call my charting a freaking piece of art because keep in mind, right? I'm an engineer and a math major, 7 years of school. So I like to follow a system of reasoning and logic I did really bad in math like my first few years and in engineering school. So, but what we do is we follow a system, a process, right? A process to reiterate and a process to refine where we keep creating something better and we try to develop it into a working product in the end. Usually in the beginning, it's a really bad product, but you keep refining it, you keep redeveloping it, you keep finding the mistakes, and then it becomes a nice product. And with charting, it's the exact same way where there's many different ways to do it, and they're all very subjective. And there's not a best way to do it, but there's a better way to do it, right? So what you do is you try to look for all possible cases, and then you figure out which one fits the best criteria. And in this particular case, guys, the best criteria that fits right now, according to all the rules that I use, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here. Got our first wave finished. Got our second wave finished here based on all the rules that I have. So because this one retraced 382, this one right here is going to retrace a lot more, guys. It's going to retrace a lot more. Now, let's move this over actually. Right there. Let's draw a small line, just horizontal ray right there. Remember I mentioned earlier that wave 4 could retrace up to here, but it's really not likely. Really not likely at all. So the worst case scenario, and I know people may not want to hear this right now, but I didn't tweet it, but I knew that this was the top, guys. I knew with certainty that it was the top, and I shorted it incredibly hard. I'm up 5 cents right now on 20,000 IOTA coins, which is about a $17,000, $18,000 position, and that's a really big position. So when you do Elliott Wave like that, and I'm already up like I think it was $1,800, riding it from here to here. It was pretty big profit. I think it was 18% profit or something. 20, no, I didn't get in that early actually. I got in at 73, yeah, 73-ish. I didn't sell it up there. I sold it at 87, I think. I panicked a little. Yeah, I got an 18, 19% profit. So when you are able to count Elliott Wave like that, it becomes really easy, guys, to predict where the market is going, right? So notice every time we count 5 waves, right? 1, 2, 3, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It does a really big correction, right? Because we bounced off of this support area twice right here, and I'm going to show you right here. We bounced off of this support area twice already. Here's one bounce, here's the second bounce. That automatically implies that the wave 2 has bounced off of it, and the wave 4 has also bounced off of it. This one, guys, is not going to bounce off of it. I'm sorry to tell you that. It's not going to bounce off of it, and it's definitely going to come down now. So yeah, it's time for a correction, unfortunately, and it's going to happen whether we like it or not. So unless I absolutely counted my waves wrong, which I don't think that I have, so I do think it's going to definitely come down. Where? I'm going to give you guys more optimistic approaches, all right? Because I don't want to be too pessimistic about this. And I will actually even include a very bullish scenario. And let's just give the best case scenario. I know that this is a horrible range and people may not want to see this, but the range is right there. The range is from 65 cents to 75 cents. I don't exactly know how far down it's going to retrace to, but look at this, okay guys? Every time we do like a wave correction, for example, on a higher time frame, let me show you. On a higher time frame here, it doesn't really count. Actually, let's go to 2 hours, sure. We go to a 2 hour, 1, 2, bounce off of it, 3, 4, bounce off of it, 5, and then on 2, we finally come back down. Here, it's very bullish, so we didn't do a leading diagonal like that. So we're gonna probably end up, let's just extrapolate this line. So extrapolate, it just means to extend further based on what we know already. So we're trying to take our finite amount of data that we have, and then we just try to extend it further and just assume based on the information that we have already. So I'm just going to assume it's going to do something like that, right? So my guess, actually I might be going too parabolic. And parabolic means this, guys. Lots of terminology, right? That means parabolic. Like a parabola. I apologize if a lot of the viewers already know this kind of language. I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page. So intersecting there, I do believe it's going to fall right down to this region probably. Right in here now instead. But we're taking our best case scenario. So my guess is going to be right at the 0.5 Fibonacci level, around 7.1. Yeah, 7.1 is what I'm guessing. So when I finish this video, what I'm going to suggest to people is to re-enter the position anywhere between, in this box basically, between 64 to 75, but make note, right? Because it's really hard to predict who wants to sell in the market. All we can do is get a basic idea based on all technical analysis. We really don't know who wants to take profit, who wants to keep holding, etc. And it's really hard to predict, right? But what we can predict right away is that this one retraced only 382. Therefore, this one will retrace more than 382. We don't know how far exactly, but because, and people don't know this, guys. Like people, like the traders out there are not counting the Elliott waves, you know, like they don't know that everyone trades a different way. Some people are just trading by trend lines, but I'm using a much more advanced method, right? You guys go on YouTube, and I challenge you to find Elliott Wave technical analysis, right? And you're only gonna find really one other guy who does cryptocurrency analysis. His name is Haijin Lee. I watch every single one of his videos. He's an alright Elliott Wave chartist or analyst, right? And he's the only other person. I think he does an okay job. I'm not going to bash him or anything, you know, but he can definitely work on it a lot more from what I find. I mean, just in one of his videos, he was calling something a cup and handle, and well, the handle retraced all the way to, you know, 618. And I was just telling him, trying to tell him, but he just won't contact me at all. I was trying to tell him that, well, a cup and handle only retraces to actually 382 maximum until it's disqualified as a cup and handle. And you know, he makes little mistakes like that, is what I'm saying. And his Elliott Wave is also a little bit off, although he does great work. You know, other than that, he does like great work. He's just missing a bunch of things. But I challenge you guys to find anybody on YouTube who is doing technical analysis the way I do through Elliott Wave, right? I might very well be the only person who trades cryptocurrency and who charts and who analyzes purely based off of Elliott Wave, right? So the way I'm doing it is trying to introduce you guys a very advanced method of of doing it, right? And I forgot to say, this guy Haijin Lee, this Korean guy, he mentions in his videos that he's an experienced trader of 15 years who's been doing Elliott Wave, right? So it just goes to show how long you have to practice Elliott Wave until you are familiarized with all the rules. And there are a lot of rules, guys. That's why these books are 300 pages long. Even a condensed book is still 200 pages long. So even though it looks a little bit easy, there are so many rules to follow and guidelines. And I really hope to be introducing everybody to these rules and guidelines over time. And hopefully we can all become an Elliott Wave chartist, okay? Or not chartist. I'm not going to use the term interchangeably, chartist and analyst, okay? So this one here is definitely your 3. I am going to expect, guys, I'm going to expect the ABC correction. I don't know the timeline. Don't ask me for the timeline ever. I'm just horrible. I'm going to expect a bounce off of there probably. I'll expect a slight retracement back up to there. And who knows? This one doesn't really look right to me, actually. That line, I just can't see it going higher, right? It needs to. It looks more like it's going to do something like that. I was drawing it too parabolic, but it's definitely not going to. This is what I think it's going to do. Actually, not even. No, I'm right. It's going to do something like that, probably. Right? Just extend it and extrapolate. So what we notice is that it kind of dips below here on the 2-hour time frame. So I don't really trade based off of time frames where I guess it. What I do is I extrapolate based on information, right? And I'm a price action trader, put it that way. So let's just guess we'll do an exact 1-to-1 ratio here. There you go. So that will now do an exact 1-to-1 ratio. 1-to-1 ratio means it moves the same distance, A, B, C, just like that. So this is where I think it's going to land right about, like somewhere in this box. We're already getting a pretty nasty reversal candle. This one right here it's called a shooting star basically. Even though it's green right now, trust me, it's going to downtick, guys. It's going to downtick and it's losing strength right now already. How do I know it's losing strength? Because of this right here. Divergence, right? We're getting divergence there already, which is usually not a good sign. So, and also look on the histogram right here. I apologize if my energy is a little bit low. I've been just super duper swamped in the past few days. That's how I'm seeing it right there. See, our wave 1 was tiny, right? Our wave 1 just basically went like that. 2, 3, 4, and then 5. And now we're going to get a corrective to the negative side. So that's also how I view histogram as well. And how did I notice short? On not this time frame, but on the other time frames. Actually, I'll show you exactly how I got my short signal. Right here. It started to diverge like that, right around up there. And I went to the negative even. And that's how I got my short signal. So it's definitely bearish to me in every single way right now. I mean, if we look into here to make our 5 waves, okay? The 5 waves coming down, it's basically like that too. We'll say this is a big, wow, it's actually going to be a pretty big wave. So this will probably be, it's going to go down way more than that. 3, this one goes sideways a little bit, 4. And you know, something like that, say to 5, just a small 5 maybe. Could be something like that. I just want to make sure it's a 1-to-1 measured move just to be consistent here. 2, 3, yeah, we'll say somewhere like that just to be safe. I'll clone this one over. Let's go back to like a, say, 1-hour chart here. So that's exactly what I think is going to happen. The B probably won't go that high. See, what you guys, what I want to tell you guys is, do you guys know this pattern right here called the head and shoulders pattern? Everybody knows the head and shoulders, right? Do you guys know how that's formed? I'll show you how it's formed. It's formed like this. Wave 3, wave 4, and wave 5. And then the ABC pattern goes like this. A, B, C, like that, okay? And then it breaks to the downside. So this is how head and shoulder patterns are formed from Elliott Wave perspectives. Okay, 1, 2, and then from 2 to 3 makes the left shoulder, 4 makes the base, 5 makes the head, A makes the first corrective wave, B makes the right shoulder, and C, that's why we break down, they're very profitable. But sometimes they don't break down because we get a double bottom like that, right? So they don't always break down. Like let's say this was up here. Let's say this was a little bit higher, like that. We might get a double bottom, just like this. Okay, this is why sometimes it doesn't break down, because the C ends up making a double bottom, and then it just flies back up. But if there's enough strength, right? If there's enough strength, for example, like it was more angled like that, then most likely it's going to end up, it depends on the base as well, it might come back down. Now let me show you guys what this is most likely to do as well. So check this out right here. See this right here already? This is going to be a left shoulder, right shoulder, a head right there, most likely an A touch just somewhere down there. Who knows how far down it'll go. Now the B will just go up there, and voila, something like this. That is my prediction that we're going to make a head and shoulders now, and this is extrapolating very far. Guys, since we've made this video, it's already down-ticked 2 cents, right? Yeah, we were at 85 when I made this video guys, and I've shorted it from 87. I'm already 5-6 cents up now. About, it might even been higher, I'll have to check it. But this is how we're able to extrapolate all this information. This is from a very little amount of data too, super little amount. And we're just going to assume symmetry, you know? We're going to assume symmetry of the same waves. Actually 4 will probably be extended because wave 1 just bounced up there quite a bit, right? I'll probably end up assuming something like this as well. Probably be extended. Who knows? It might not even be extended this long. But just to give you guys an idea, B probably won't even be close to that high. I'm probably going to guess a 0.5 retracement at most. Around right there. Yeah, B will bounce up to there like that. And if I just took the exact same pattern, cloned it, brought it over, and yeah, so we could be looking at something like that. I might be overshooting it a little bit. I want to do a bounce right there first of all, off the 382 level, and my goal will actually be to target around 71 cents, we'll say. Okay, so I'm going to narrow this. I'm going to narrow, actually no, we'll broaden it right here, a buy region between 65 and 75-ish. And yeah, right in the middle. Sorry, not 65, 67, and let's say in the middle here, 73.5. It's a good range, right? 1 to 1. Nah, we don't care about that. Okay, perfect. This is fitting all of my criteria right now. So this is going to be my play, guys. I am going to buy in this green box right here. And I'm going to write out the play for you. If you guys want to see, hold on. Remember earlier, I was saying that this is acting as a support, guys. Well, check this out right here. It's about to just puncture it, okay? The MACD is down ticking so hard right now. Yeah, it's meeting its resistance, all right. So yeah, I'm gonna write it out and I'll be right back. Oh, I obviously can't write it out yet because I didn't do it. So now we're gonna take our Fibonacci tool and we're gonna assume worst case scenario, 1618, okay? 1618. And for this one, we're actually going to assume only a small target of 618 first. I don't want to assume a one-to-one target. It might be a little bit too extreme. So worst case scenario, when we bounce off of this level, we'll get to around here. It's going to create a big box. Best case scenario, we bounce off, say, 0.5, then could be somewhere right around there. So now what I will do is take the average of both. And this is my target right there. So we're still looking at least 95 cents to 104. I'm going to do this again, okay, so you guys understand it. Fibonacci from wave 2 to 3 right here. We're going to take worst case scenario, 618. All right, 618. This is the box right there. So worst case scenario, when we do there, it only goes up to about 618. Best case scenario, it goes up to about 104. And now we're going to take the best case scenario where it bounces off 0.5 instead. So 0.5 instead. And this one here will make a box in the one-to-one extension. And here's the 618 extension, okay? And what I'm doing is I'm taking a box that overlaps the zones right there as my target field. Okay, so that's how I interpret my data, by taking the best and the worst case scenario. Okay, we got all that done now. So now we're going to assume 5 waves somewhere up there, and these 5 waves are quite random. So let's just clone that. So it could be, this is worst case scenario, okay? Or it's just best case scenario, pretty much right around here. So sorry, I meant worst case scenario in terms of retracement, all right? So let's just extend that down like that, sure. So now we have a really good gauge of where it could possibly go in the next few days, and I will write out my risk to reward formula. Alrighty, so let's do this really quickly. Wave 4, it retraced, I was actually gone for like 20 minutes to manage my position there. Wave 4 retraced a lot heavier, or sorry, this one retraced 382, so this one retraces more. So I'm going to take only a risk to reward with our target to minimum 1, and anything to target 2, that'll actually be a bonus up there, okay? So a risk to reward is 2.07 to 1. Entry price is anywhere between, say, 67 to 72 about, plus or minus just a little bit, somewhere in the green box. Target 90 cents at 104. Stop loss is slightly below where wave 1 ended, right? Perfect. Probability very high, guys, 70%. I just closed my short right there at 78 cents, guys. I closed my short right there at 78 cents, and I made a frickin' whomping profit. Jesus, I posted on there, it was at $98. I just posted on Twitter, but it actually ended up being about $150, and that was a really quick gain. We're talking like $100 in 7 minutes or something. That was a really good day. So today I'm up about $5,500. And you know what the cool thing is? Today, even though I'm up over $5,000, I'm making videos for you guys, okay? Because you guys are gonna get in on the exact same plays that I get in. And you guys have to take my advice when I suggest risk management, okay? So we're gonna stick to these stop losses, and we're all gonna make money over time, all right? Just make sure you guys really listen to what I'm saying and watch these videos carefully, see my rationalization, you know, and make sure you're asking the right questions, right? Don't ask me, when should I enter? When should I exit? Is it a good time to buy, etc., right? Every information is all in the charts. If you guys want to talk about strategy, you're absolutely welcome to run things by over with me. But if you guys are going to ask for me to handhold you, you guys know I'm very against that, right? I'll gladly help out anyone who needs help, and I will reply to all the questions that I find are relevant. But the people that I know are being very lazy, and the people who I know just want to depend on me to basically do all the work for them, I don't put in time into those people at all, okay? I will invest my time in the people that I firmly believe want to improve their game a lot, right? And they're actually taking it seriously, and they're also reciprocating that level of respect as well, which is, you know, it's what we want to do, right? We want to make sure that we invest time in the people that reciprocate the respect, right? So Absolutely, guys. I will absolutely help you with all of this. This is why I'm doing all of this right now for you. This is why I'm sharing all of my information. And I've been 5 out of 5 for IOTA since October, guys, for the big plays. And the ones I've been suggesting are massive plays, right? Some people have made 100, 200% gains, guys, from my charts that I've been sharing. And I do plan to make this 6 for 6 for you, okay? So flip a coin scenario. Flip a coin scenario basically means we're gonna flip heads and tails. Okay, guys? Risk to reward means you can win 2.07 times more than you can lose. So you can win almost double, right? So out of 10 games, out of 50% win, 50% loss, we're just gonna round up to a number. $207 you can for each win, and each loss is $100. Okay. Now for the people that don't understand this, I'm trying to explain it every single video for you as well. So out of 5 wins, you would win with $207 each. That would be $1,035. For 5 losses at $100 each, that's $500 each, right? So your profit is $1,035 minus $500. Okay. So your total profit is now $535. And I will use a round number for you guys to understand for the people that don't understand it. And I apologize if it's boring for some people, okay? But we're gonna make sure that you guys understand this. So let's just say the risk to reward was I don't know, 5 to 1, okay, guys? So if you flipped a coin, right, and you could win $5, you're winning 5 times more than you can lose playing heads or tails. So if you played 5 games there at $1 each, you'd obviously win 5 games, or sorry, 25. And then if you lost $1 each, I meant to say 5 there. $1 each, you'd be losing $5, right? So 25 minus 5 is what, guys? Out of 10 games, you're profiting $20, okay? That's the easiest way that I can explain it to anybody, and that's how I would look at it. So if your buddy came up to you and he said, hey, for every time we flip a coin, there's a 50-50 chance for it to be heads or tails, I'll give you $5 every time you win. But if you lose, you owe me $1, you'd almost be stupid not to take that, right? Because you would just keep playing, and you'll win over time. So this is what the flip a coin scenario means. So there you guys have it. I apologize once again if my energy's not there. I've been incredibly busy. You guys will know what I mean, okay? Even though this seems like an easy job, it is a very, very stressful job and a high management type of job where you have to carefully manage your position. You guys see my charts, you guys see my videos and the effort that it takes to analyze a chart. You guys see a little bit of my Excel that I track. I keep a monstrous Excel file of every single data you can imagine. And I really do believe that the amount of work that you put in is directly proportional to how much you can profit over time, guys. And you know, I'd say I'm doing pretty well for myself, right, guys? And I know a lot of you guys do respect me. All of you guys respect me. I respect you guys too, that you're wanting to be much better traders, and I think we can reciprocate that respect and we can feed off of each other, right? Every time you guys let me know that I'm doing a good job, and every time, whenever I say, give me a bam, whenever you guys make money, you guys give me a bam, because it feeds me that energy to keep thriving by giving you guys good charts and helping you out. And one day, you know what? The grasshopper is going to become the master, guys. And you guys are going to start teaching other people as well. And I'm going to be very grateful to have known that I've helped you be successful and make a lot of money, right? Because I don't think money makes us happier in general. Don't get me wrong, it doesn't make you happier. Trust me, guys, I know it doesn't make you happier. I spend my money literally on nothing because there's nothing that I want that could literally make me happy, right? But I find the other things in life that make me happy, like family and friends, like my dog as well, and you know, really good food as well, and good liquor. You know, who doesn't love good liquor? Like a good beer, come on, like a good wine, like a good hamburger. You find the little joys in life, right? And I truly believe that you know, you don't ever seize the moment, guys, okay? You don't ever say to yourself, I'm going to seize this moment, right? When we find those special things in life, we let the moment seize us, all right? Remember that. And I want you guys to be in a situation where money can help a little bit, It's not going to fix everything in life. It won't make you happier, but it certainly eliminates a lot of the problems that you might have to deal with where money could be restricted, and financial restriction is definitely a burden, right? And I think if we can eliminate some of these stresses in our life, then we can focus on fixing other key areas in our life where we would want to improve it, right? So take my word when I say that I want you guys to be incredibly successful. I want you guys to keep learning from me. I want you guys to ask questions, ask questions. Don't ask me questions like, where are we going? What do you think of this stock? I don't care about your stock that you guys are interested in, no offense. Okay, guys, you guys know what I trade. I trade IOTA, I trade EOS, I trade Litecoin, I trade OmiziGo as well. I trade what else? ETP as well now. I'm trading Dash and I'm trading QTIM, okay? I got no interest whatsoever in some altcoin ICO that has good fundamentals. I care about what the chart tells me, okay, guys? So I'm just trying to be really clear as well, right? Just to set boundaries, since we are all going to get to know each other for a very long period of time. I can feel it. I'm getting to know so many of you guys already through the comments in YouTube and also through the comments and the feedback on Twitter. And I want you guys to know that we're all going to get there together, okay? Every time I do this, I also learn a tremendous amount from all of you as well. So I would like to thank you guys for supporting me as well through this awesome journey of being able to help people. And if you guys like these videos that I'm making, smash that like button, share it. You guys upload it on Steemit, which only takes a few seconds of your time, right, guys? And if you guys absolutely, adore my channel and you guys love everything, Luna, she's got a cryptocurrency fund. You guys know what to do. Many of you guys have donated to already. You guys have bought her a beer or two. She's hammered tonight from celebrating. That girl, that bee, I'm gonna call her a bee because she's a female dog. I can do that. She's my boo, my bee, my boo, my bae. Yeah, she's awesome. You guys donate to her as well. Other than that, have yourselves a fantastic night. I hope that you guys find success in this trade, and may the odds be forever in your favor, or should I say, may the profits be forever in your favor. So good night, guys. See you later.